Today on Make Shape Crate, we're trying to make a diorama. Hey guys, I'm Corey, this is Make Shape Crate, and today we're going to make a scene. I don't know how else to describe it, but we're going to make a scene. We're going to use little Hot Wheels Batmobile. This is my favorite on-screen Batmobile. Yes, it's the animated one. Don't care. It's my favorite. It's always been my favorite. We're going to use that to make a scene. We're going to encase it in resin along with a couple other things, add a background, and go from there. First thing we're going to do is we're going to make the background. Did you come out to make sure I'm doing my job? Huh? Okay. Say hi to everyone. Okay. I think he's done. If you are interested, I have 2 videos, I think, on this channel where are just art videos where I'm just drawing. That's all I'm doing. If you want to see just them, I will make a playlist and we will link it right up here so that you can click on them. Okay, so we're gonna do this in acrylic paint. Should be nice and easy, and I think once it dries, it should bleed less. I don't know if watercolor paint will bleed in resin or not, but I don't think acrylic paint should once it's dry. This isn't a masterpiece, but it does the job. And it's going to be in the background, like I said, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I am happy with it. So we're going to let this dry. While we're doing that, we're going to start making the box for the resin to go in. We are going to cut down this piece of melamine. This was, I think a shelf or something like that we used to have. Doesn't matter. We're going to use this. We're going to cut this down, use some hot glue and stuff to glue it together to make a mold, and start getting this cast. So let's go there. Okay, so that's the basic plan. We are going to take these pieces and hot glue them together. Now that we have our box all ready, it is sealed up for the most part, or glued up for the most part. Now we get to seal it up. We're going to use black silicone. I've seen this on John Malecki and Modesto Maker. Okay, well that sets, apparently it takes like 24 hours to cure. Didn't realize that, no big deal. That's got to cure. While we're waiting on that, we're going to go ahead and connect this picture to this block. So the way spray adhesive works is kind of like contact cement, where you spray both surfaces, you let them dry tacky, and then you attach them to each other. Awesome. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, so while we wait for the caulk to dry, we're going to make a little Batman to go next to the car. that's about as clean as I'm going to get the inside of that. I don't know what Mike, Clifford, and don't mind Gizzy. I don't know what Mike and John do to get that out so easily. It was a pain to get that out. I mean, I don't know if it's silicone I'm using or what, but anyway, that was a bitch. Now we're done. Time to start gluing some stuff in place and putting down some resin. Okay, so there's coat number 1. It is in there. So we are going to let that sit probably like 5 or 6 hours, and then we will be back to put on coat number 2. Okay, well, I've done everything I can. I'm gonna try vibrating this to get some of the bubbles out, but that's about all else I can think to do. I read the instructions. I know. It's not their idea, but I did it anyway. Apparently, you're supposed to use a heat gun. I was thinking I could just use a torch and it'd be fine, like you normally do. But using the heat gun, it actually got bubbles out. There is gravel floating. I don't know why. Whatever. But it did get most of the bubbles out. So that worked. Not all. I think there's still going to be a couple, but it's way better than it was. We're about to do what should be the last pour. Not 100%, but it should be. It's not going to be 100% clear. I can see already. I don't know if it's because I didn't glue stuff down or what, but it is what it is. If nothing else, it's a learning experience. This has been curing for several days. Now, the fun part comes because, again, we always forget to add mold release, and we didn't do that. So, yeah, try to hammer this shit apart. So, you can't see up to the front of it. And it looks like there's a layer that didn't fuse right or didn't mold right or whatever. So, there's definitely layer lines in it, stuff like that. I'm gonna try to cut this off with the bandsaw. So yeah, cloudy as hell. This is the clearest view, and it even isn't that clear. See what I mean? There's like we're gonna attempt to sand this down and then lacquer it. Stop. Lacquer time. So that's kind of how it is, guys. Like, this has been like 2 weeks. And there's still places that hadn't cured all the way. I think that's just from mixing it wrong. It's funny, the upper layers did. These layers did not. Yeah. We learned, with this particular resin, you couldn't use a torch. You had to use a heat gun. But even that, like, didn't work 100%. I could probably throw another coat of resin on the outside of this and it might clear it up a little bit. But I doubt it. It was a good test. It was a good theory. And I'm sure if we got like more like a total boat or something like that was made to do, 3-inch castings with, this would probably work amazingly. So, good theory. It was a good idea. And not everything works out the way you want it to. Nothing wrong with that. If you guys would like to see more projects like this, we'll have a resin playlist over here for you. Google and YouTube is going to suggest something for you down there. Hopefully you like it. Hope you will. I want to talk about our Patreons very much. They're always listed down below. If you would like to become a Patreon, you can find us at patreon.com/MakeShapeCreate. And we'll be back next week with a brand new video. Subscribe up there, and we'll see you next week. See you guys.